According to a recent report, businesses that effectively integrate AI solutions are seeing significant improvements in efficiency and productivity.
And what our magazine attempts to do is actually talk about something that not many people are talking about. So now, these days, everybody's talking about AI agents, but there are underlying trends that are shaping all of those developments.
Focusing on specific use cases and leveraging existing AI models can indeed help businesses achieve ROI without excessive cost.
Agentifying workflows basically means that what everybody's been talking about, which is AI automation. There are two concepts parallel, not to be confused with. One is AI agents, other one is agentifying workflows.
Hello, Canadian entrepreneurs. Are you looking to leverage AI for your business? Remember, GrayCyan AI solutions can help you build ethical AI solutions that delivers a strong ROI. Welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast, where we explore the cutting edge world of artificial intelligence and its impact on businesses, focusing on ethical AI development and achieving a strong return on investment. AI is rapidly transforming the Canadian business landscape. According to a recent report, businesses that effectively integrate AI solutions are seeing significant improvements in efficiency and productivity. However, there is a growing need for ethical consideration in AI development. Joining us today is Nish Batta, editor in chief of HonestAI magazine and CEO of GrayCyan AI Solutions. Niche expertise in AI development, ethical AI practices, and his innovative approach to businesses make him a valuable resource for our listeners today. Today, we will discuss how to build AI tech that delivers return on investment without breaking the bank, explore the importance of ethical AI development, and delve into the concept of agentifying workflows. We will also examine niche innovative AI projects and his unique approach to business. Let's get started. Nish, welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thanks for having me, SK. I'm really excited actually. I've done a lot of podcasts, but this is first in-person podcast. And when I was given this option of having a virtual versus in studio, I'm like, I'm gonna come in studio.
Yeah, it's always good to be,
Absolutely.
in person.
Yeah.
Nish, let's start talking about your magazine, Honest AI. Can you share more details with our audience? What this magazine is about and what you're trying to achieve through it?
Right. Um, we are in the age of AI, but still a lot of businesses feel that it's a mystery. Right now, it's good to have AI. Everybody knows that, but how to have it, what's going on, what would it take? So, to uncover this mystery, we started writing. And then we got to a point where we felt that we can publish monthly magazines. And what our magazine attempts to do is actually talk about not talk about something that not many people are talking about. So now, these days, everybody's talking about AI agents, da 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 da. But well, there are underlying trends that are shaping all of those developments. So we are trying to write it in a way that a normal business owner or CEOs or presidents or directors of marketing or supply chain, they can read and understand where the world is headed, the AI world, and what could they expect um, to get out of the AI in the next upcoming years or whatever not, and near term, future term, but also some insights on what are some of the tools that are available that they can use to improve their processes.
Right. And I hope very soon you are going to come out with the print magazine, right?
Hoping, let's see how
Yeah.
it goes.
I hope to see it very soon. Jan, your work in ethical AI development and your commitment to bringing, and helping small businesses and medium businesses achieve ROI through AI solutions make you a valuable resource for our listeners today. Many businesses are hesitant to invest in AI due to budget concerns. How can businesses build AI tech that delivers a strong ROI without breaking the bank?
For that, what we've started recently doing is that when we previously used to go and build or develop AI tech for our clients, we used to feel that they're probably getting it done this way, but they possibly didn't think of three other things, which were possibly a better AI fit than what they're doing. And so, what happens a lot of times is that they invest, businesses invest, and they get stuck, and they're like, AI is no use. So, what we started doing now is AI readiness consulting, where without committing upfront on implementing AI, let us first come in and see if you're
Discuss,
if
right?
you're ready
Right.
for AI and which parts and processes of your business are ready for that. So once you have that, then we can come in and tell. So these are the top three you can attack. This is the lowest hanging fruit. This is the highest hanging fruit, but this is the ROI in this one. This is a potential ROI in that one. Which one do you like?
So assessing before implementing anything, right?
Absolutely,
Right.
that's the rule.
Yeah. So what is the ideal size for a business when you do this kind of consultation?
Great question. So typically what we've seen is businesses that are 10 to 50 or 10 and above,
Wow.
not 10 to 50, but 10 and above, that have been in business for the last 5, 10 years that have achieved at least 1 to 5 or more than 1 to 5 millions. One is actually on the lower end. If you are at 2.5 and more and above, I think you are in a position where you can start implementing low hanging AI solutions that solves a problem, a real problem, uh, and increases the efficiencies and make your internal or external stakeholders' lives easier.
Right.
So that's where I'd say 10 and above, 2.5 million above, you can start to attack some AI efficiencies in your system.
That's a very practical approach, Nishi. Focusing on specific use cases and leveraging existing AI models can indeed help businesses achieve ROI without excessive cost. Before moving on, can you share with our audience, how your 2-year-old kid, inspired you to think about AI on everyday basis?
Thanks for that. Actually, so we started implementing AI before ChatGPT, right? So 2022, ChatGPT came along, the world exploded,
Right.
but there was an AI ecosystem before that. And if you know about HubSpot implemented intelligent lead scoring
Very right.
before ChatGPT. Even in I think 2017, 2018, they had this capability. So, and I did my AI certifications in
I
20
think HubCRM is one of the oldest,
HubSpot.
yeah, HubSpot.
HubSpot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the well, it came after Salesforce. I think I'm not sure about the dates,
Mhm.
but yes, it's been around for a while and it has a good business model and it had a great marketing strategy.
Right.
Um, it's still one of the best good ones. I mean, Marketo is another
Right.
I've heard better one, but I don't want to comment on that. Maybe people who use
Yeah.
Marketo versus HubSpot, they can
Everyone
tell
has
the
their
difference.
own, yeah,
Opinions.
preference.
This is just my opinion. Um, but they had this AI lead, intelligent lead scoring back in 2017, 18. And that's when I had done my AI certifications from MIT as well. And so we started implementing before ChatGPT. And um, what I found was that so back in 2022, our son was born
Okay.
in October.
Okay.
So when he was born, my wife, his mother, uh, obviously she started teaching him, basics
Mm.
of life,
Right.
right? How to eat, how to. I mean, there are the babies are also born with a hidden intelligence,
Right.
right? What do you call intuitiveness?
Mm.
But then also they, as they grow, they pick up things, and what matters in early years is how much you give them, because the more you give, the more they learn. They have an infinite ability to learn. So AI systems are the same
Right.
way, right? If you think about it. So as my son was growing, when he was 3 months old, 6 months old, 1 year old, and he was picking up on things, I'm like, yes, that's how AI does it, right? AI learns as you give it, and more data you give, the more insights you give, the better it becomes, right? So that's how I usually think about AI when I go and implement AI, or I consult and I explain what is AI. I take this analogy, and every day when my son comes and says something which he's not done previously, it surprises me, it amazes, and then I go back and think, why did he learn it that way?
Right.
And then I'm able to kind of connect the dots. Okay, this is why he did that, and that's possibly why AI also responds. And that's one of the things, coming back to ethical use of AI, is uh, chain of thoughts, COT concept, which is why did AI do certain things in a certain way. So nowadays, if you use DeepSeek, or you use ChatGPT, or if you use Manus, um, when they are preparing their responses, they are thinking, and you can see what they're thinking.
Right.
If you expand on that plus sign, you can see what they're thinking, how they're going about things. So basically, a chain of thought.
Right.
And that's something that all of these major companies started to do, so that there's more transparency in why.
I saw this first time on DeepSeek.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Well, not sure if DeepSeek came up with it first or OpenAI.
But it was very interface was very easy to see.
Correct.
Just click that one, and it will show you the drop down, like what it's
Yes.
thinking, what calculations it's doing
Exactly.
in the background. Yeah.
So that was possibly because OpenAI was very scattered. They had 4.0, mini,
Right.
like
Right.
5 different models, like and I think only one or two did that chain of thought, or one or two of them actually showed what they were doing, and the rest of the models didn't.
Right.
Right. So deep research does show you what it's going through.
Right.
And but when DeepSeek came out, they just had one model, right? So
Right.
you could just see it.
Right. Thank you, Nish, for sharing the story of your 2-year-old son. And you never know, like, who inspire you and what way they inspire you. Thank you for sharing with our audience. Now, let's discuss about ethical AI. Ethical consideration are becoming increasingly important in AI development. Why is it crucial for businesses to prioritize ethical AI practices, and what are some key principles they should follow?
Right. This question about ethical AI development should be directed mostly towards these big companies that are creating their frontier models, LLMs, because as businesses, we are consumers of such tech, and we are just applying what they're building. Now, if you throw the spotlight on them, one of the reasons why OpenAI and DeepSeek, they started showing their chain of thought, was obvious to be more transparent.
Right.
But what goes on while training the LLM? So there was a very interesting case, and I think this was again pre ChatGPT, when Watson used to be a big AI thing, um, and one company, or maybe just IBM, implemented Watson in their hiring processes, and after a while they found out that Watson was actually rejecting women candidates, because of certain biases in the system which nobody had detected. And those biases came about because it was trained with the data it was trained, and the data itself had biases, right? So these are some of the things that you as consumers should be aware, that if you are taking off-shelf solutions, like let's assume DeepSeek or ChatGPT or Claude, if you're pulling their API, you're building an app, because those systems were trained on certain set of data that may have inherent biases. It is possible that your applications may have those biases along the way. Now, what's happening recently, and we featured it extensively on our edition 3 of our HonestAI magazine, is a lot of these companies have started engaging people from all around the world to come and crowdsource AI. So the theme for our third edition of HonestAI magazine was crowdsourcing AI to make it better.
Mhm.
In that, what's happening is that um, companies like Uber,
Mhm.
they have started offering data annotation services, which means if there are 5,000 photographs,
Mhm.
you would come in and you'd say, this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a camera, whatever.
Okay.
And so that way you train the AI.
Mhm.
So Uber has started hiring contractors from all around the world to come and data annotate.
Okay.
Now, I'm not specifically talking about Uber, I'm just talking in
Other
general. A lot of companies are
they
doing
have
this.
started. Okay.
The bias in this is that you're hiring people from mostly outsourced offshore
Right.
countries, which are coming in and data annotating certain things in a certain way,
Right.
right? For example, a stroller in UK and India and South Africa is called a pram,
Right.
right? So they are annotating a certain way, and you're training your system in a certain way. But then, if you think what I'm saying, everybody's doing things in a certain way, which is a bias in itself.
Right. Right.
And then you are asking people to crowdsource, but you're paying them maybe a minimum wage, maybe less than a minimum wage, because they're all offshore. The laws don't apply to you.
Right.
So that is unethical,
Okay.
right? Um, but that is happening because AI systems need to get better. We are trying very hard, or the big tech is trying very hard to become artificial generally intelligent, or AGI. It's called artificial general intelligence, where it is intelligence enough as to the level of a common man or a woman or a person. So in order to get there, we need this collective crowdsourced knowledge. But where you get it, how you get it, what do you do with it,
Right.
this is unknown.
Unknown.
Right?
Nobody
So
knows about that.
exactly. So that's what unethical slash ethical practices are in AI, which should be very it should be brought forward to the
Transparent.
general public and
Right.
should
It
be
should
transparent,
Right. Right.
right? So that's about the ethics and what's happening
Right. Right.
in the AI space.
Yeah, Nish, like these are very essential principles, like prioritizing transparency, fairness, and accountability is crucial for, as you rightly said, for building trust and ensuring the responsible use of AI. How does a business determine what AI model is best suited for their needs?
Great question. So what's happening is that ChatGPT, Claude, um, then OpenAI models like Mistral, um, Llama, they are all special. They're all good and they're all becoming better, but then they also have their own specific intelligence points or niche. So last I checked, Manus AI, DeepSeek AI, they were very good at calculating math problems or attacking the mathematical part of it, right? And so similarly, all different models are good with certain things. Um, and so there are websites available out there, outsourced, not outsourced, but open source websites where you can actually check which model is performing to what standards. I'm forgetting the names, but I can let you know later on. But you can check there which model is performing better where, and then you can implement that model in your company. Now, let's assume if you have a financial market based use case, then I've heard Bloomberg's own models are actually better because Bloomberg is in that space. They've got plenty of financial data, which possibly nobody else has it,
Right.
right? And they can train
Yes.
or fine tune their models on that data and make it much better
Right.
that way, right? So it really depends on the use case, and then you go about finding which one is doing better and you implement that
Right.
if it's possible.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your thought. Like now let's explore the concept of agentifying workflows. Hello Canadian entrepreneurs. Are you looking to leverage AI for your business? Remember, GrayCyan AI solutions can help you build ethical AI solutions that delivers a strong ROI. Now let's continue our conversation with Nish and delve into the world of AI agents. That's some great advice from Nish on how businesses can build AI solutions that provide strong ROI without breaking the bank while keeping ethical consideration front and center. Stay with us as we take a short break. When we return, we will dive deeper into the concept of agentifying workflows and learn more about Niche exciting AI projects including Loving Is.
Hey, you think you know UPS? Yeah, that's us. Everybody knows that. You know what you didn't know? This. Okay, try to keep up. Ocean, us. Ground, rail, air, so us. Guess who? Us. Customs cleared, borders cleared, done. Us. Still with me? Wait for it. Boom. Us. Intelligent, automated, fulfillment. Us. Yep. Healthcare too. Digital your thing? Yeah. Well, book it, ship it, track it. You feeling me yet? Yep. That's all us. That's all UPS.
Welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we explored the strategic implementation of AI solutions and the importance of ethical AI practices. Now, let's shift our focus and explore how Niche is identifying workflows to help businesses maximize their efficiency with AI driven agents. Let's dive in. The potential of AI to revolutionize industries is very immense with projects like Loving is you're not only innovating, Anish, but also ensuring that AI can be both safe and meaningful for all users, especially children. You talk about identifying workflows. Can you explain this concept and how it can benefit the small businesses of every size?
Right. Agentifying workflows basically means that what everybody's been talking about, which is AI automation, right? Um, there are two concepts parallel, not to be confused with. One is AI agents, other one is agentifying workflows. Now, the major difference between the two is that AI agents are to be thought about as autonomous. They have the freedom, they have the flexibility, they have the resources to do as they will, which is both good and bad and dangerous.
Right.
So then there's a
We use
concept
the
of
word dangerous.
yes, it's very dangerous actually, and therefore comes in systems like Loving Is, which we'll talk about,
Right.
and how Loving is on a mission to actually save the world
Right.
from AI
Okay.
and within the AI community. And so the second concept is agentifying um, workflows, which means you automate, which is you don't give it the full autonomy. You give it a defined goal that your goal is to process 5,000 applications today. And this is your firewall boundaries. Um, and you will get the applications in this database. These are the rules how you will assess it. And that's about it. Right. And you are not to do anything else. You're not to make a phone call to a customer. You're not to ping anybody. You're not to do anything. Like this is what it is that you'd be doing. So basically, agentifying means increasing the efficiencies. So those are the two parallel concepts. Agents being autonomous, fully autonomous. This one is not autonomous, but basically, specifically, this is the thing that is going to drive a lot of businesses. So businesses which adapt agentifying their workflows, their operations, they will be the ones that'll be leapfrogging ahead.
Okay. That's a really an innovative approach, Nish. Like automating tasks and empowering AI agents can significantly improve efficiency and productivity. You have recently launched Loving is an AI design for to be like
Safe.
safer for children,
Right.
and you're working on other AI projects. Can you tell us more about these projects and how they are pushing the boundaries of AI innovation?
Well, actually, the Loving Is project that we launched was just a very beta version of a very private version of a very big vision.
And what was the inspiration of launching
Right.
this? Yeah.
So this is a client. Her name is Jen Loving. She's from Chicago.
Okay.
She's an amazing person. She is a life coach, so she brings a lot of knowledge into that field. And so she's had previous experiences in life where she got to a point where she saw what's going on in the world of AI and how if we don't teach AI what love is, then we are doomed, right? And so that's the big vision. And now, once you have the vision, how do you implement on that? So it has a long roadmap. I was on a call with the client last week and we kind of pivoted now, uh, pivoted so that how do we now approach this mission or a vision? And so the private product we launched, I'll tell you about that. But now what we are going to do with Loving is you may have heard of concepts like there are AI companies like Pi that are kind of like your companion. So companion type AI, where you can go and talk to a companion as an AI.
Mhm.
But what Loving is trying to do is it's trying to create your soulmate,
Mhm.
which is much more and closer to you as a user. And so how do you now achieve that? So let's assume USK, you want to just talk about life and you want somebody to hear but not have a kind of a bias towards you or an opinion for you. So you go to Loving Is and you ask Loving Is to create your soulmate,
Mhm.
right? Which you have a heart to heart connection and you can just talk to that soulmate, right? And so by doing that, you're actually teaching also AI
Right.
what is love, right? Because again, I go back to that anecdote
Right.
about my child.
Right.
If we teach him what is love, my son is going to know what is love. But
Right.
if we don't teach him, he's going to be a gangster,
Oh, correct. Maybe.
right? Well, yeah,
You never.
that's
Yeah.
true, right? I mean,
Yes.
you have to teach your children what
Yes.
is love, but
Yes.
and similarly, it applies to AI. If you don't teach it love, we are doomed,
Correct.
right? So what we are heading towards is a robotic society, a humanoid society where we'll have humanoids walking amongst us. I mean, it's already happening in China at a very rapid pace. Now, if you think about those humanoids being AI agents as in very autonomous and they don't know anything about love, you know what's going to happen,
Correct.
right? So therefore, Loving Is has this vision that we have to teach AI the language of love, and how we go about it is what we're working on right now, and I can't obviously tell
Right.
you for confidentiality purposes, but there's a lot going on in the background. But the version that we just launched in February is such a beautiful version where uh, it's a private version where you can go and you can ask questions on a very deeper level, and you will realize that the response that you get versus if you ask the same question to other
Models. Yeah.
models, you'll be surprised how loving the responses are.
Okay. Those are exciting projects, Anish. Like your focus on creating a safe and beneficial AI applications is truly commendable. Nish, your insights on AI development, ethical practices, and your innovative projects have been incredibly valuable. If there is one key message you want our listeners to take away from our discussion today, what it would be?
Um, so if you are a small business or a medium business, except for enterprise customers have a lot of bandwidth, a lot of financial width
Right. Big
to
budgets,
big budgets to
resources.
experiment,
Yeah.
get successful
Right.
or fail. As a small to medium business, you usually don't have those bandwidth. So if you're in that space, or if you have businesses, or if you're trying to create an AI app for your customers, you have to, first of all, do a cost benefit analysis. You have to be ready for the AI. You need to know what is an exact use case. Then you need to know how to approach it. And then also, one of the other things is a lot of businesses, they focus on, um, if they're building a new product for their customers, they just focus on development. They don't focus it on marketing, right? So that's another piece of advice, is that knowing what would be your marketing strategy will help. And what we do for our customers, our development customers, is that because we have an audience of 400,000
Right.
followers on LinkedIn, and we
That's
have
a huge number, right?
that's a huge
Yeah.
number, right? And then we have 10 million impressions per month. We do offer free of charge advertising for our clients,
Oh, that's great.
that even before their product is ready, people know about them,
Right.
right? And that helps them launch and leapfrog ahead. So their advice is build wise and market wise.
Right. That's a really powerful message, Nish. Like combining innovation with the kindness and ethical consideration can lead to truly impactful AI solutions. Nish, how can our listeners get connected with you if they want to learn more about you and about your organization?
Absolutely. I'm available on LinkedIn. My name is Nishkam Batta. They can connect with me. Otherwise, they can visit our website, graycyan.us, graycyan.us, and they'll find all the information about AI development. And also, our channel on LinkedIn is called HonestAI, and they can find us and message us there.
And they subscribe to the magazine as well.
Absolutely.
Nish, it has been a great pleasure having you today on our small business podcast. Thank you for sharing your expertise and insights with all of us today.
Thank you very much for having me, and I had fun.
That was really an insightful conversation with Nish Batta, editor-in-chief of HonestAI magazine and CEO of GrayCyan AI Solutions, on building ethical AI solutions, agentifying workflows, and the future of AI. Thank you for tuning into the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. We appreciate your continued support. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast for more expert insights and resources that can help your business thrive. You can also visit our website CanadianSME.ca for more valuable information and tools. A special thank to our sponsors, RBC, UPS, and Google, for their ongoing commitment to empowering small businesses in Canada. Until next time, keep innovating and striving for success. We will see you in the next episode.